What's up, alien savages, and welcome to another episode of Faye and Faye, Faye and Faye, Faye and Faye, Faye and Faye. At the waterfall we are, and we haven't done a podcast in a hot minute, like 3 weeks.
Since Christmas.
Yeah.
We haven't done a podcast.
I wanted to do one every week. What happened?
What happened? Wow, what happened? Christmas was, wow.
But
It was a very stressful period after Christmas, I remember.
Yeah?
You remember?
No.
My God, there was the concert, I had this whole week, I was really ill, and I was so busy. My gosh, it was the new year. It was like my entrance into the new year. And
Well, yeah, for you. For you
for
it was,
me,
yeah.
for
I was just
me.
like playing World of
It's a
Warcraft.
very, very big lesson in balancing my time and my energy and, yes, resting. Very big. So this is why.
Yeah. Don't tell me I didn't ask you to do one. Because I ask you like every single day.
He asks me every single day. I'm repeating myself. I'm not going to say it again. We should do a podcast.
Yeah.
And
And I'm happy we're doing one now.
yeah, me too.
So yeah, I forgot about this stressful period for you. Because when Faye is in stress, she's still so good. Like you're just good, you know? You're just on a balcony, having your cry, having your meltdown.
Look, he says I'm good, but I had a full meltdown. My gosh, I did a concert with a friend of mine. I was doing the backing vocals, and I got back and I had a full meltdown. It happens maybe twice a year that I will really melt down that hard. But you were amazing, right? You were so good.
No,
at holding
you were
space.
amazing.
No, you
No,
were amazing.
I know how some people have a meltdown, and you were just good, you know. I was like, where's Faye? Oh, she's in the backyard. Oh, we have like a back balcony, which is super nice, by the way. We love it. It's like heading to the waterfall, and it's like totally vacation vibration. And we have like a lot of cushions down there and fairy lights. And so Faye was sitting there and crying. And
Not just crying, like really ugly crying.
yeah, and her version of me doing well is just like, so you want me to tell you some downloads? And I was just sharing like random downloads.
No, you were really good.
Yeah?
You said, is there anything I can do for you? Is there any way I can... You were really amazing. Yeah, and you brought like a lot of grounding to me in that moment and helped me to get out of my head. And wow, it was really... There was so many things happening in that moment. I was also late for my period and totally convinced that I could be pregnant, even though it would be like impossible almost. Yeah. And I was really having a meltdown, and you were amazing. You were really amazing.
I just can't help it. I'm just amazing. I was born this way, and this is just who I am. So
This
get
is
used
who
to
I
it.
be.
So
And this is Margaret in the background,
Yeah.
special guest.
now you
with
can
her
only see her
tail.
tail wagging. She's like, where's more food? Look at her tail.
Paid actor Moritz's tail.
So yeah, this is our first podcast at the waterfall. If you don't know, on my German podcast, I've been starting doing podcasts here at the waterfall at our favorite spot in Tansadet. And I really love it because, we've been going to the waterfall for the last weeks every day. We only missed like one day in the morning. And I love having like a solid routine. And this is like combination of exercise, grounding, nature, silence, meditation, hanging out. It's just like I bring my exercise equipment, like my rings, and Faye makes cacao and a tea, and she's like also like journaling and drawing. And I started also doing my podcast here, and it's just like I want to soak up the energy. So what can I kind of like do here as well, so we stay longer in this energy? And yeah, tell me, how was your experience now coming here every day for 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's always beautiful, right? It's Moritz is very close to knocking over the camera.
Yep.
I really wish that there was a better visual so you could really see how beautiful it is. It has this energy about it. It is so pure. And I find whenever I come here, I just leave feeling really clean and really refreshed and really at home in myself and really just anchored back into my truth. And it's interesting to observe the times that we come here. And it's normally when we have things that we need to purge and things that we need to wash and let go of, which we have done the past couple of weeks. And I just find it really helps, you know? It's like in these times that we could be really, really struggling, you know, like I have my meltdown and I go into just feeling down and completely losing all of my energy, or just feeling overwhelmed by all of the stories that my mind's telling me, and just overwhelmed by emotions. And I find that coming here, it just helps to make everything so easy.
Right.
Didn't we have like a little tension at some point over the bar? I can't remember. And we came here and it just dissolved like immediately. I can't really remember.
I feel like a couple of times. Like
Yeah.
this one day I remember I wasn't feeling so well. It was like cloudy, and we had like this crunchy moment in the morning where in the morning you made us like a nice matcha, and we love to pull Osho cards. And then your reading was kind of hinting on like, yeah, show yourself more. It's like time to like get out of this, what we call like like this witch wound. And then I get sometimes, and there I did really, in this pushing state. And then afterwards I realized, oh, it was coming from my ego, in a sense of, I'm with such a powerful woman, but she is not yet a 3D flex. I know how powerful you are, but I want that you're already so much out there that I can flex with you, and you're making all this money, and you're famous, and you've been seen, and I can be like, yeah, this is my girlfriend. And I know this will like come, and it's not coming from an ego place anymore. Like I know this will come for you, and I know I will like integrate this ego, but this was speaking. And then we had like this crunchy moment, and then I immediately sat outside and was like sitting like, okay, what is actually underneath, because otherwise it doesn't go away, and then it just like comes more and more in uncomfortable ways. So I was identifying that, and then I apologized, and then we went to the waterfall, and this is just always the best reset. It washes it away. We can really like realize it through and be in a realized state. Like, I don't know who said that, but enlightenment is like being fully realized, that you at every moment be fully realized. So kind of nothing can trigger you. You just like realize in the moment what it exactly is, and can pinpoint it, and then don't like, what's the word, like when you just like, but it's actually something else. Oh, I actually don't feel so well. Oh, I actually like, this is what it actually is.
Project.
Project. But there's like a nice word that is like throwing a tantrum, something like that.
Throwing a tantrum.
But this, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
But this was like, after then the waterfall, we came home and it was like the best day ever, you know. And usually these days, then it's like kind of like, yeah, I go on my computer and it's like a little, there's like something that's, and it's just like, no, sit with it, and nature just like washes you clean.
Yeah, you know, like the example that I really love to use, if you look at the way that nature works, and obviously we are nature, we're a part of nature, and that's why when we come into nature, it resets us to our baseline, to our truth. And you look at the way that nature works, and it's like, you know, our waste feeds nature, and nature's waste feeds us. So like we breathe out, and the carbon dioxide feeds the leaves and all of these trees around us, and then there are oxygen. You know, it like turns itself into oxygen that comes back and feeds us. Also our poop, amazing fertilizer, the poop of all animals and things, amazing fertilizer for the ground. And I find it's the same with...
I know. Moritz went up to this big rock and is like
Mufasa.
Yeah. Do you see me now, Daddy and Mommy?
Wow, she's really standing like Mufasa at the top of that rock. So, yeah, I feel it's the same. Nature wants to take this stuff from us. Nature wants to take away our sadness. Nature wants to take away our tension. Nature wants to, I feel it feeds nature in some way. And
The circle of life.
yeah, exactly. Wow, the
Yeah.
Lion King references.
Yeah.
And really, she wants to. She's like a mother that you can go to, and she goes with the waters, with the winds, with and come here, my love. You know, come and let me just take care of you. And wow, for me personally, oh,
Moritz, you want to knock it over? Animals always love to go where all the attention is
Yeah.
because I want to be in Moritz like.
oh, I wish you could see this. She looks so funny. She's
Little
like standing
attention
directly
whore.
over the camera. Yeah, she is. You're a spirit dog, of course she is.
Yeah. I'm just a Moritz and that is okay.
I can see
I
this.
am just as special as everyone else because we're all like a Moritz.
We are
aren't
all
we?
a Moritz.
Yeah.
We all have an inner Moritz. And I just I really learned my, I'd say I really developed this relationship with nature at the times that I was feeling the lowest, you know? It amazed me that I could go into nature with my spirit practically broken into pieces and walk out not just feeling better, but feeling amazing, like glowing from the tips of my toes right to the top of my head. And really the healing power of nature is something. And I think it's been one of the biggest things for our relationship, for sure, for the progression of our relationship. So it's really nice to come here every morning. Yeah.
For sure. Without the waterfall, I probably wouldn't be able to be here, seeing you, receiving you. Like I wouldn't get to this realized point and purged so much out at Santiva or something, you know? So, yeah, I like to say that I'm not an ayahuasca bucket, so don't purge on me. But nature has endless capacities and loves it. Purge on nature, energetically, even physically, puke. Nature loves it. And nature is that powerful and strong and can hold, and that's soft, that silence, and it's so subtle. Where when you really drop into that space, you really get everything underneath what it actually is. And these ceremonies, these months when we came here for many hours into the night, this was really when I broke through of so many all the remaining the last stories I was in with my ex-girlfriend, and letting go of the hate and everything, and all the remaining stories about all kinds of people, literally everyone. And really underneath is only love, and you're at this fully awakened state where you see the love in everyone because you are everyone, and you understand why everyone did everything, and you forgive them and yourself for everything, and just fully realized. Because it's oh, I still feel hate for my ex, and then it's eventually another hour goes by and I'm oh, it's just because I hate myself, that I think I already needed to be further, and that because of the relationship I was I'm at a weird space now and I could be so much better if this wouldn't oh, I need to forgive myself. I'm just, if I hate someone else, I'm hating myself. And it's so easy to say that now, blah blah, but to really sit with it until every last story is realized and there is only love, you know. It's the golden rule or whatever it's called. You are everyone. If you would be them and their belief structure and being them, you would do exactly what they do, and we do the best we can, everything out of love. It's just they don't know, we don't know better at this point. So this is this was always my big challenge, to create silence, and without you I wouldn't I don't know, I still wouldn't go to a Vipassana retreat, you know. Just having you there makes it so much easier. I have so much respect for you doing that years, coming here to the waterfall alone. And you told me so many stories how you were actually at so broken places and coming here and puzzling yourself back together, and alone. Because alone is a way other challenge to come to the other side of the island, to be in nature. It's so easy to not do it.
I say alone, but it doesn't really feel like alone.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, with another human, it's infinitely times easier. So thank you. Thank you for you saved me. You saved me. Yeah.
Darling, you saved yourself.
I know, but you
saved
really accelerated my healing and realization and all of that, like, infinitely. And also just like having a reflection there, because alone eventually you need reflections. And your light really exposed all my remaining shadows. Because with many people, there were these some remaining shadows that just were not exposed. And with you, like, they were. Oh. This like really transition from like a boy to a man, you know? And I kind of don't meet women like you where I have like a reason to grow in that, you know? Because like, oh yeah, this woman is nice, but I don't want to settle with her. I want to have all the women. And like, then this never gets like exposed. But with you, like, oh, I want to be with you. And you want to be monogamous? Well, then I want that too. And then I like had to look at it and like, oh yeah, going the deepest with someone is the best. And coming from ego is never as good as something divine, you know? So, yeah, I'm so happy that like the man I became because of the reflections of you. Thank you.
I love you.
I love you too. Okay, before it gets too cheesy, let's switch the subject. Dum dum dum.
To what?
To what? Yeah, I'm so proud of you. I just want to say it at this point that we're out here. We're out here doing a podcast. And I want to keep that going because Faye has so much medicine, so many stories that want to be told. And it's kind of selfish what you're doing to just like give it only to me.
I'm the miser,
Yeah.
keeping all of my gifts locked away.
And not sharing them with anyone. No, slowly but surely. Coming out.
That's why she's
and
keep pulling the
sharing.
miser
very,
card.
very, very slowly but surely. But actually, I had a bit of a download about that today as well. Faye hurt his right toe. Looks really gross. It's very blue and red and purple and all of the colors. And we were talking about how it was a sign for balance in taking action. And yeah, I realized, like, we were talking about it. Balance is the word for both of us at the moment. I think balance in our relationship, balance
Always.
in life, always the word. And for me, it's been a really, really big lesson because I'm such a woman of extremes. And I still am. I'm so like an all or nothing kind of gal. And I'm observing this journey of like coming out and sharing my gifts more and more gradually. And it's so sweet and so slow. Maybe too slow.
So slow.
Maybe too
Where even
slow.
the slowing down card is looking at you, this turtle, and it's like, bruh,
Speed the fuck up.
become more a cheetah. Is that the fast animal?
Yeah, I
Oh,
think it's
nice.
the fastest animal in the world. Yeah. And this like slowness and steadiness and maybe, yeah, a little bit too slow, but really appreciating the journey of that. And yeah, wanting to keep that slowness and that steadiness and to build this strong foundation and to slowly build up. Just to speak, I'm finding it really like much more difficult to stay focused and speak here.
I
I'm
know.
really good with listening, and I can feel all of the trees and the leaves and everything as I'm listening to you as well. And then as I speak, I notice there's like a lot happening.
I know.
And it's difficult to stay focused and stay in my train of thought and to speak. And I kind of just want to go into creature mode, actually.
Then go.
But
I'm just a little house cat.
I know it's a different
yeah.
it's a different thing doing the podcast at the waterfall. It's like it's like this funny thing that it like yesterday I did a podcast here with Eve, and towards the end it feels similar to being ungrounded, but it's not ungrounded. It's just like I feel like I'm a tree at this point, you know.
Yeah.
Like I'm from a human design standpoint, I'm a reflector, and I'm just like this humanness gets like harder and harder to like your train of thoughts, but then I love that because we're not getting in this like autopilot, I want to say that, and now it's like unspooling and I talk for 2 minutes. You like really stay present and like flowy and just like it's like a different vibration. But this is totally normal. Like that's why my masculine is kind of strong in these podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
because otherwise we're just like transforming into two trees, and then we're just like, bro. Yeah.
Like a tree or a rock.
No, I'm more
Or
like
a
a tree, and you're more like one of these flying, like a dragonfly.
Like a dragonfly.
Or like a
something
butterfly.
this, I feel. Oh, say it again.
A butterfly.
A butterfly.
A beautiful butterfly.
A butterfly. I love the way he says butterfly. It's so cute.
So what were you just saying? Now I also have no idea what you were saying.
I was talking about sharing gifts.
Ah, yeah.
Sharing
Slow.
gifts nice and slowly. And this is really the... what I want to do and what I want to appreciate more is doing things really nice and slowly. So maybe a little bit too slow.
No, but isn't it? Or you talked about my toe. So how is it relating to my toe? So
Balance.
you're saying you're doing
Balance
things a
and
little
taking
too
action.
slow.
Okay, how is it relating to your toe? Wow, I should have grounded before doing this. So, how is it related to your toe? The balance and taking action. So, my tendency can be the moment that I start sharing and I get excitement to start sharing, I would start sharing, creating, putting out every single day and like revolving my entire life around it. And I know that my lesson right now is to actually be more slow and steady in growing and releasing and emerging, as opposed to going from being goo inside a cocoon to bursting out to being a butterfly within the space of a couple of days and burning myself out. Right?
But why? Because in the past you were burning yourself out?
Oh, a lot.
Oh.
Yeah. A lot. When I look at all of the ways that I butterflied in the past, so on social media, when I was doing my art and everything, I accumulated just over 1 million followers or something like this. And this all happened in a really big way in the space of 3 months, going from it was 100,000 to 1 million within the space of 3 months.
Whoa.
Yeah, and this was like really, really burning myself out. I remember I would draw through the night sometimes and barely get any sleep, and I was traveling at the time as well, so just going all over the world and blah, 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 blah. And I burned myself out, and I actually left social media not too long after that, I would say. So I see the way that I want to do things now, and I want it to be slow and steady, and to build a nice foundation gradually, as opposed to what's the story of Icarus? Is that even a thing, flying too close to the sun and burning his wing? No, that's not accurate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not good when it comes to these things, but that sounds accurate to me. Yeah, similar journey for me. Or is it? No, I don't know. Because often our dynamic is so nice because we come from the opposite polar sides of the spectrum. Like your kness, for example. I have like the opposite of like, I'm so transform my fear and just share myself in any way, like really like all these things I did in the past, like also OnlyFans to like, this was a challenge, like a whole nother challenge to like, can I stay in my power and sharing myself like my sexuality and being naked, and I did. And once I like outgrew it, I stopped, because for me, or for both of us, it was always about growing our consciousness instead of just like doing something in the 3D to like make money or anything. And I'm in the often at the other side of the spectrum, so this is where I like empower you to like share and like build a container and everything. But for me, in this regard, it also got to this point that I was like sharing so much, and it served me greatly because I was growing so much, and I love sharing so much. Like this is like also this ego I had to purge out of, like what I call like a attention whore. I'm so that like in year 2019 I was doing daily vlogs the entire year, and and eventually, and music videos, like all my passions on the max, And then eventually I got like slowly to Kopangan, and then slowly like, oh, now I don't grow anymore in this way. Now I need to like create silence and receive women. And like with Britney, there were like sometimes months and months where I wasn't sharing a single podcast. Can you imagine?
Months?
Yeah, this was like the longest time. I know.
Months and months without sharing a podcast. I don't believe you.
Stories I've done the last, I don't know, since I do social media for like 10 years, kind of every day. But this with Britney, there were, because I was so like transforming, and just like also like this double-edged sword of like growing so much in an embodiment way, but then also like getting in her stories and losing touch with who I am. So I was in a weird place, and then it felt weird to share, you know, because I was like not even sure who I am anymore. Anyways, different story. I like shared less, and I mean less, like I share so much, you know. But like I get in this, like after ayahuasca I did like a podcast every day for 2 months, you know, and it's like all or nothing, and I love like sharing a lot. It's like also like so identified it came from a lot of ego, you know. It's like this, like when I'm like growing, the whole world needs to see it. It's like this German rap line, like when a narcissist is thinking in his head, the whole world is listening. And it's like kind of like, oh my god, I need to share it, you know. It's like it was so like, if I like, I just like I need to and now I like really purged it out, and it's already enough for me to see myself and like to share it with you. And I really got now, for only a little while, but I really got now in this grounded place of whenever the muse is kissing me, the divine is wanting to speak through me, I'm a channel of my creativity as a gift, and mostly use it for that only. And I can really feel that when it's like, oh, now it's time, or now it's ripe. Like the other day when I did the German podcast, telling the whole like story, like this little drama with my ex about the visa, it came from such a grounded place where I was fully out of the trigger and fully realized and just speaking my truth in such a loving way, like fully from the heart. And there was this urge like 2 days earlier to speak it out of a triggered space. And I'm like catching, and it's so hard for me to like sit with it, not do a podcast right away, actually like sit with it, you know. And like we were talking a lot and getting fully in the realized state in my heart, and doing it then out of this place when it's like whatever. Now it's like I don't even care. And I feel like the divine, the muse is kissing you all the time, and for you it's that you're like, because I already like built such a comfortable like space in like my stories, my podcast, I already set it up, and now I'm like so excited to onboard you more on that, because you're like constantly kissed by the muse, you know?
Yeah, and it's also like, it's like that because I stepped away from sharing, actually. I'm constantly kissed by the muse because I stepped away from sharing.
I hear you. Because often sharing is set up in a way where it like takes away from it.
Yeah.
That's why we do it right now at the waterfall. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, you know, when I look back on how I used to share on Instagram, it was really out of a place of, you know, I was so young. I was like
How
21
old?
or something like
Really?
this. I think I was 20, 21, something like this, when I first started sharing my stuff online. And again, when all of the stuff happened, and like a few years later, when it started to get bigger, and then suddenly 60,000 on Instagram, and then suddenly 100,000, and then suddenly, and all of the numbers just kind of went up. I was so young and I didn't know any better that my God became my audience. No, my audience became my God. It was something like this. It was like I started to create to please the people that I was sharing for. And that is like the worst thing. If you want to murder the relationship with your muse, you start creating things for other people and not for her, not for yourself, not for your excitement, right? So what started as something that was, wow, really being kissed by the muse and so pure and so beautiful and really something very divine and something that attracted all of those people in the first place, it turned into something twisted. Yeah.
Yeah, it happened so quickly.
Yeah, and like before you know it, I was drawing these animals, and I was like, "What animal? Okay, I think people would like a wolf because the last wolf I did got a lot of it got this many views on a video, so I'm gonna do a wolf." And of course, you try and do another wolf, and you try and recreate the magic, and it doesn't work. course it
Yeah,
doesn't.
it's so funny.
And then it starts to, maybe I need to do this to get people to respond. And suddenly the algorithm becomes your God. Your audience becomes your God. Sharing becomes your God, as opposed to the original devotion that brought you to all of that beauty in the first place. So for me, I needed to go cold turkey. I was an addict. I was an addict to how many likes I was getting, how many views I was getting. I had bound my own soul. Essentially, I had sold my soul to the algorithm gods, let's say, and bound my creativity and suffocated it. And you know, it actually got to the point that I would sit down to draw one of these pieces that, wow, I love drawing so much. I love drawing those. I used to love sitting down to draw these. I used to draw these really intricate animals and still do, but I would sit down to draw one of these pieces and I would get so much anxiety. I would get anxiety flooding through my whole body, and it became physically impossible to sit and to draw these things. Like my soul was like, no. And this is why I took a step back in the first place. And it was really funny. A lot of people were saying, like, how could you step back from something like this? How could you be so stupid? It was earning so much money. And obviously it takes a lot of work to gain that much of a community. And I didn't really have a choice. My soul, my higher self, came in and took over and said no. And so I stepped away. I didn't have a phone for 2 years. Synchronistically, after I made the decision to step away from social media, my phone broke, and I moved into the mountains in Nepal. I moved into the Himalayas, and I didn't want a phone. I didn't want a phone. I wanted to be in pure nature, and I
don't
wanted
know
to
how you did
sit
that.
and, oh,
Really?
it was the best.
Yeah, but I wasn't there at that time.
Wow, it was so beautiful. It was amazing. I had my iPad to do emails and iMessage and things like that if I needed to, but I didn't have a phone for 2 years. And yeah, so I really went all out and really stepped away. And it's because I stepped away that I've developed such a deep, intimate relationship with my soul and therefore my creativity that, yeah, I feel like I'm constantly being kicked. I mean, not constantly, but on the daily, I'm being kissed, but I'm making out with the muse in a really big way. Because I've made so much space, and wow, I really had the privilege of being able to make so much space to really honor that connection and to build that intimacy, you know, like I'm doing it for that intimacy. I'm not doing it for other people's eyes. So now stepping back into that space of sharing, I'm finding myself having to also take care. I was an addict and I've been in recovery. And I even find, you know, like if I post Instagram stories, I feel myself like slip a little bit, you know, and start to look at who's liking it and how many likes and how many views and going back into this space. And, oh, maybe I should make this because people are going to like it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to do that. I love myself. I love this beautiful soul. I love this beautiful soul and all she creates. And yeah, I am not going to do that to her again.
Wow, I loved what you just said. Really. Mic drop. Like, yeah, what you said about you cannot recreate magic. It's like really, we all are the same in a sense. We're all the fabric of love, of unconditional love. And we're all a puzzle piece that we're all here for a reason. Like we all have individual gifts, and this is our magic. And like it's like on Joe Rogan was Tarantino, and people ask him like, "How do you create a movie like that?" And he's like, "Create the movie. Like this movie, Django Unchained. This is the movie. It was flowing through me. That's it. You cannot recreate it. Do your gift." And this is like what I also often find funny when really woke people do something, host something, and then other people try to recreate it. And they're doing it like perfectly in like all the 3D steps, but they're lacking the wokeness. This magic glow, like you need to like show your gift.
The soul.
Yeah. And I love being a rapper, you know, but right now it's just not my gift. like I rapped in the past to like, and I loved it, and there were so many quotes, and there was a divine time where I was rapping and like with Flex in the studio and doing it professionally. And I know I really strongly have a feeling a good period like this will come again, but it's just clearly not right now. It would be only ego based, and just it's a good old podcast for me. Podcasts and Insta stories. This is right now really sharing my gift, and it's like it's not that fancy for the ego. It's like feeding it bread and water, but like seeing the impact of my podcast, you know, like for the ego, just a couple thousand views, but like the quality of how I impact people, you know, and and then like the fulfillment I get. The ego has the nothing to like, kind of like it has no weight, because the depth, the quality we have in our life, you know, the richness is like, oh my God, like I love my life, you know, I like love our lives, like I'm so happy, like I so love where we're at. And now like being so realized that I don't see us moving forward getting like these blind spots. What you all just spoke about, you know, like this industry, like Hollywood, all of that, it like so quickly sucks you in. But we're like on the other side. Like now we're so realized and staying in a realized, like constantly self-reflecting that, yeah.
Did you have any of these moments over the years? Because you shared so much. We were watching some of his vlogs the other day, and you were doing a vlog, every day for a year or something like this. Did you ever have any of these moments where your soul was like, no, you're squeezing me, or was it really aligned? Was it purely your excitement and you stepped away in the right moment? Or
I just like, I got so brainwashed by Bashar, you know, in a good way. I'm joking. It's like I got so good in the full formula of following my highest excitement, which is like the quickest way of remembering who you are, raising your vibration, blah, blah, blah. I just got so good at it that, sure, I had these points, but really quickly that I was doing vegan infographics back then, and they were like blowing up. And then eventually, this was the first time I came to Kopangan, 2022. I'm not excited anymore. Like I was like so good in following my excitement, like ruthlessly, you know. And then I did, and I'm like, oh, it's not my excitement anymore. And then I slowly transitioned my page to like conscious stuff, you know, like on Instagram. My podcasts were already like that. So I never no. I'm so proud of myself that, like, as I said earlier, I was constantly raising my vibration. So at a point I was doing vegan recipe videos, you know, and like really successfully. I built like another Instagram page. It was called Vegan's Food, and to like 330,000 followers was like the peak or something. And the recipe videos were having like millions of views, because I was like, people need to have like healthy recipes. And back then I was like really vegan, that are vegan and that are simple. Like not this like people like want to go like healthier and then all this fancy vegan stuff. No, I make it really simple, affordable, tasty. And you know me, like my wokeness was getting in it. They were like getting millions of views. And then I was one of the first. And then many people started doing it. I'm like, oh, they do it amazing. Yeah. And I'm not growing here anymore. And I just sold the page. And I could have made so much money with that. And then like with this consciousness, like being this alien, you know, so much hate, you know, how much I could stay in the vegan niche and everything and make it. No, my soul is like, no, bro, this was an amazing chapter. Now it's time to rise up. Your calling is bigger, raising my vibration. So that's why I'm so happy that these days I'm so grounded in who I am, in like sharing that. By now most of the haters like left me, like my numbers are way down, but it's like such a purge, you know, because there were like so many periods where I got so much hate and where I was like under such exposure. And like now I'm so happy that the people who are listening to this, most of them resonate and already know me for that. It's not like, so yeah.
And it's really boiled down to la crème de la crème in the community, you know?
Yeah. Wow. Like the people I reach is amazing. Like and many of them I know in person. Many are on Kopangan or have been, and they're like my friends, you know. I'm doing the meetups again every Thursday, a German meetup on Happy Beach. And it's you see when I come home, like I'm so full, I'm buzzing, like these connections, these people are like such lights, you know?
Yeah. I've been speaking to some of your community in my DMs on Instagram, and I'm like, wow. these really big-hearted lights. And another thing I love as well is so many of them love animals, right? Because of the veganism background and everything, and just these like really beautiful, really big-hearted people that are just pure light. Yeah, so yeah, you've got a really beautiful community. And yeah, the numbers are down, but like I say, it's like boiled it down to the essence, to la crème de la crème, and fuck all of these people that just want to vomit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and this is where I also got good in like boundaries of like, I'm not an ayahuasca bucket. It was so healthy having my comments off for like many months. Now they're on again, by the way. So please show some love.
Be on this video?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But then now I'm also like, we talked about that. It's like I got the calling Ferdi, create community in the comments again. But then there's like this thing where like people just wanna vomit. And then people that like wanna show love get vomited at, and then the darkness overcomes the comment space and we won. And I'm like, ugh, no.
Yeah.
So I turned them off. But now there's this amazing function. It's called hide user from channel. So people can comment, but if they're like coming in a really nasty frequency, and I really mean about like vomiting at me or like insulting others, this is not okay. Boundary. If you're like not agreeing or anything and just like sharing your point of view, great. But yeah, nowadays, like when I turned it on, my latest German podcast had like 30 comments, 15 were just pure garbage. So I hided the users from the channel. And I want to be like really fair here. If you think you have been hidden from my channel and now you like resonate and want to like show love, send me a message on Instagram and your profile and I unhide you. Like I really like everyone that is resonating is welcome. And again, you don't need to like laugh me or anything. Just don't shoot at me. Just don't like injure me, trying to like attack me. You can share your opinion and everything. I'm really talking about this really nasty attacks that like people just want to like get their frustration out somewhere. Oh, this person, I have a reason to kick him. Yeah, let's all kick him. No.
No.
So yeah. And yeah, I'm also amazed. Yes, my numbers are down, but how many people I still reach, because I share like such a high vibration. It is what it is. And that there's like so many of us. Like yesterday, Eve came here with us, you know, like what a light,
Eve.
you know.
Oh, I love Eve.
And like there's just so many amazing people.
What a beautiful song.
Yeah. So yeah. Because like when you walk around life, often you don't meet someone like us every day. And that's why I love the meetups, to have like 30, 40 people at like one spot, you know, and yeah. So how are you feeling?
Feeling a bit spacey.
Yeah, I can feel you.
I was wondering if you were going to go down.
Yeah, now I'm going to go down.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Always good.
So how are you feeling?
I'm feeling, you know, when I come to the waterfall, I kind of go into creature mode a little bit. And it's finding it difficult to have these, you know, human grounded conversations when there's something inside of me that is not doing that.
But what if I'm telling you that you don't need to be your human grounded self?
No, but I don't want to go into creature mode.
Why not?
On the podcast. On the podcast.
Why not?
Because
Maybe this is the next shift.
What?
Maybe because people are sick and tired of hearing us talk about all the right things of our journey, but where's a great place for our insanity to come out? Where is it? Like we're talking.
But I don't think that it's insanity. I think it's actually sanity.
Yeah, but this is how I mean it. That the actual sane people come across as insane, and the insane people act sane. And it's like so obvious once you're like on a certain vibration to see like, I know you're actually crazy. You're just acting to like be sane. And it's so nice the sane people like me, I can create full crazy mode, and it's so like healthy and contained because I'm just sane. And this is where like sometimes in the past, like, you know, I love hosting spaces where our inner kids can come out. But when we're like crazy people enter, and I'm like, oh no, this is not safe. But like in my German podcast especially, I let my crazy side out a lot, and people love it, you know, because it's like, I am just sane, I'm just good. Like, who am I kidding? Who am I kidding? So
so.
But it's just like, I want you to know how you're feeling right now is normal, because doing a podcast at the waterfall is a different breed.
It's a different thing.
It's a different
It's
breed.
like a really different thing. I'm looking around and I can see the light reflecting on the trees behind you,
Yeah.
and I can feel all of the leaves moving with the little like breezes going through the jungle, and especially the noise of this water is like tripping over it.
Okay,
and there's just a lot going on around me and in my body. So
let's close our eyes.
okay.
Let's take a deep breath. Fully exhale. And inhale. And another one. Exhale. And inhale. And the last one, fully exhale and inhale. So how are you feeling now?
Suddenly feeling very inside with my eyes closed. Yeah, I can almost hear my heart beating inside my chest. And tuning into the planet that is inside of me. Wow, wow, the sun.
And that's why, you know, actually in my podcast, or like in life, but also my podcast, I'm like tripping my balls off. But I just have like, it's not a mask, I just have like this masculine part coming out to keep it in a healthy container.
Yeah.
Like right now, we're so spacious. So like I just talk about like, so we're in Kopangan right now and we're doing like so good in our relationship. And I'm so happy that this year, 2025, I'm finally social again in a healthy way. I started the year doing the meetups again, and since then I've done it every week. Huge success, and so much is like blossoming out of it. Like my friend David, he's like a channel of the Yael, and he does channeling events, and yesterday he did his first one and it was amazing. He's gonna do it weekly. Like it's like another meetup, but we come more together in a meditative vibration, and I love that. Nicole is doing her kids aesthetic dances.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
And we're gonna come there and be involved.
That's what I want to do right now. I want to dance to Disney music.
Yeah. So, and then we're going to an aesthetic dance like once per week. And also I'm bringing like a special soul to the waterfall. Like yesterday, Eve was like the guinea pig, and it was amazing because this is such a nice place to initiate them and really drop in with someone we love and spend quality time, maybe also do a podcast. So I really found this amazing work-life balance, like work or like social balance, of staying in this embodied way and like spirit, and just like also being like really social, of like the meetup, bringing one soul to the waterfall, really dropping in. We want to bring Art, we want to bring Nicole.
Shout out to Art if you're listening right now.
Yes,
Love you.
yeah, Art,
Oh,
come
we
with
love
us.
you.
Come with us. Let's play.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just talk like that then, and then it's just like grounding and like catching people up. But I'm like tripping balls, you know.
Yeah, well done.
So yeah, but yeah, maybe we close it soon. I just want to say, Faye and I were doing so good.
Yeah.
I tracked it down on like when are we actually are together.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah,
right.
let's tell him.
Yeah.
You tell him.
We've been together for how many months? 2
like
months.
2 months.
Yeah. Yeah, we were looking back on our relationship and just the progression of it and everything. And I would say that we've been like best friends for 5 months. And then we've actually been together for 2 months. And it's been really amazing. Yeah, since the shift has been really beautiful.
So this entails that we've been best friends from the get-go.
Yeah.
As soon as like 5 months ago is when I met you. And you maybe remember we called it the masculine frame. Like, what is this? Because I wasn't able to like fully receive you. We called it being in ceremony.
Yeah.
And then it took me 3 months to purge so much out to be able to really see and receive you and love you in this way that you deserve. And this was the shift. I looked in my archived Insta stories. 11/11. This was like a huge funeral, and symbolically, I went to a funeral, like an actual one, on this day. Vicky's mother died, and this was like so symbolic. And there was like this huge shift of, then I could like really receive you and love you and see you and treat you like this woman that you are, a queen, and deserve to be like loved like this, you know. Before I felt bad the way I loved you, because my ego didn't want to love you, it wanted to push you away, and it was like being exposed and knowing it would die soon. But this was like a process.
Yeah.
And since then, shortly after 11/11, we moved into this fairy house where we're living now, and it's just like it's like just
so
nice,
beautiful.
just healthy. Like really often we're like talking about it, we're just doing so well, and not like from a place of like talking ourselves into like really grounded as the observer. We're doing so healthy. Like we're both going to Vicky every week, we're having friends, we're like spending time alone, and just everything is just like really flowing. And we're having like these nice routines, like making matcha in the morning, pulling tarot, going to the waterfall, and stuff like that.
Yeah, these past 2 months has been really beautiful. I'd say before that, it was like this experience of a push and a pull, and we stayed best friends throughout the whole of the thing. But in a romantic sense, we couldn't really have stability in that, because you were, also processing your previous relationship. We've spoken about all of this already, but then there was this sweet spot, and it was interesting because we didn't see each other for like a week before that, I think, right? And it was like a particular point that I had to take space because, I had to take care of myself and you do your thing. And then we came together after that. And since then, it's been really sweet. Yeah, it's been really beautiful.
I feel like we so deserve this phase we're in now and where we're going, because these 3 months were so challenging in a sense, our own growth. Like we were super vibing and we're just like so sober and honest about everything. Like, maybe we're not meant for each other. Maybe we're meant to be best friends. And there were like many moments where you like broke up with me energetically because you had to let me go. And then as soon as you did, something shifted inside of me that all of a sudden it was a match again. And it was like we were really reflecting each other, the last layers. Or like what is the last layers, but really like the parts we couldn't access ourselves. We were such mirrors, and it was so challenging. It was a constant like dying and rebirth, it was, oh my god, like looking back, it was like in the 3D it looked so nice, like I'm in this nice house, like I'm going to the gym, I'm in paradise. It was so intense. Oh my god, it's like when you have these big parts that you had your whole life and they're like exposed and dying, like this like seeking of my ego and wanting hot woman and being open and this cannot be it, and like really like allowing myself to see you, so I need to like see myself in that, so really become a man, like really drop and like seeing like the beautiful thing of like being a man, like a father, like why would I give food to dogs I don't know and and now I like do it every day, because this is like the biggest joy of like being of service, a papa bear, taking care of others. But it's a huge jump, and I'm so happy I didn't miss the train and like be a Lost Pangan boy, playboy, Peter Pan when I'm like 50 or something. But like and also like didn't miss the train of you, because if I wouldn't caught up, you like it wouldn't work out, and we would like
of course, we'd still be friends, but we wouldn't be together.
And then I really I could feel it. I'm like, no, Ferdi, no. How could I live with myself, So I fucking did it. I had to like really work on myself, and I did, I did.
I just like, wow, I have so much admiration for the way that Ferdi did it all as well. It was like you really knew yourself. You knew exactly what you needed to do, and you really felt everything. I observed him going through his process, and it was...
And there were some times where I know what I was needing to do was triggering for you, and you maybe didn't understand in the moment. Like, I don't want to say it right now. but just like I knew I had to do things because this is how I work. I need to fully experience things to like transform them. And yeah.
It was beautiful the way that you did everything, and to see you on the other side of that transformation as well, and just what a beautiful man you are. Really so amazing, and showing up for me in the deepest ways. I'm so grateful to experience this side of you.
Aww.
Yeah, really, the way that you show up for me, and the way that you show up for us, and I was saying to Eve yesterday, you know, it's like it's so beautiful as a woman to feel in a relationship that your partner doesn't need from you. It can be really draining when you're with a man that really needs from you, needs your attention, needs your energy, needs this, emotional capacity, needs something. And I haven't felt this from you at all. And it's really beautiful. We both go out through our things together. We can step into projection a little bit sometimes, but we know that we come out of it very quickly. And we're able to really face things together, and it's I'm just feeling so good and so nourished and so happy and so it's amazing to watch your evolution and you stepping deeper into you and your integrity and everything, even more every day. It's you're such a beautiful man. So cheesy.
How can I not get an ego out of this?
How can I make it more cheesy? I can sing it to you.
No.
You are so beautiful to me. Can't you see? You're everything I hoped for.
Okay, stop. My heart is cringing because it's expanding my heart space in maximum capacity. And I'm sore.
You are so beautiful to me.
Okay, this podcast is over. Too much love. Bye. Stay.
Let's go get naked. Let's go get naked and jump on some rocks and be monkeys or something, you know?
Yes.
Okay.
So, but I wanted to say something, okay?
Okay, say it then.
What
What would you like to say?
Yeah.
Really
Oh, I
coming
just
out.
also wanted to share that Faye now likes to cook, and I love it because she puts all her love in the food. Tell him. Just in a couple sentences.
I'm being a good housewife.
Yeah.
My man, he's been taking real good care of me.
Uh-huh.
My man has been taking good care. So you know what I'm doing as a good woman?
What?
I am cooking him wholesome meals every day. I'm putting all of my love into those meals. My man, he goes out and he has a hard day at work. And what do I
Yep.
do? I stay in the kitchen.
Yep.
I go and bought myself an oven.
Whoa.
I bought myself an oven.
How many baht?
How many baht? It was so cheap. It was like 1,250 baht for an oven.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I miss cooking so much. So I go and bought myself an oven. I've been cooking my man some good old meals.
Mm.
And yeah, what I said to you yesterday, you posted in your story, yeah, it's like, wow. Another thing, stepping into this relationship with Faye is I feel like I've been able to relax into my feminine so much more deeply than I would do when I'm holding both that masculine and feminine container for myself, because you hold the masculine containers so amazingly. And I've dropped deeper into my feminine, so for me that has meant much more creativity, a lot more softness in my body, a lot more sexual energy. And just a lot more of this nurturing energy as well, you know, and this is like blossoming every day more and more. So now it's just boiled up to the point that I just want to cook my man some food. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And like yesterday when we ate it at our backyard balcony and the love making afterwards,
oh my God.
it was like one of my favorites ever.
Right.
Like I was thinking about it many times yesterday when you like left to the dance. I was like, this was so wow. Like we're like so spirit and awake, and we're like fuck like animals, you know? Like it was so primal.
Yeah.
Like
Totally.
yeah.
Yeah. My God, I could barely even stand up afterwards.
Mm.
Yeah. No, that was really amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. This is
yeah.
also like, just to say it, what you just said about it allows you to step even more in your divine feminine.
Divine feminine. What is divine feminine? Just my feminine energy.
But anyways,
it's parts in me that can.
no, exactly. And me and my divine masculine, because it's like we're like in such a high vibe earth that is like calling for union. And the first step, union within yourself, balancing your divine masculine, feminine within you. And then you get to the point in like partnership and family and tribe. And like I reincarnated here as a man biological and you as a woman. So these are like, I would say, our strengths. And when we come together, that I can then shine in like the masculine and you in the feminine. And that's just like, it's like this cliche of like the woman is cooking and the man is like, but it's just like, there is a, and I'm not saying it in this like, in anything of this negative of like suppression and no, but our actual family, like, yeah, we pick the polarities of feminine and masculine in this as a human. And when we can actually be ourselves in like, what role we picked is the happiest place. And like it's like we don't need each other because we've balanced this energy within ourselves.
Totally.
And then when we come together out of abundance, it's so nice to like be in our strengths, be in our like what we like to do, you know?
Yeah. This is it.
I don't want to cook, but I want to go out and host meetups and be the Papa Bear and edit our podcast and all these things, you know?
And I feel so, I mean, it's everything. It's creating, and even this symbol of you buying this piano, right? Of you buying this piano, it's such a beautiful example of like this masculine providing, and then, wow, the amount of enjoyment I get from playing this piano every day. I'm never going to stop talking about this piano. I'm never going to stop talking about it. But it's such a like, this container that really allows me to drop deeper into my creativity, into sharing, into cooking, into finding different ways to take this gold inside and to share them with you and the people around me and with the world. And the masculine container you hold is so beautiful, so gorgeous, feeling so good in it.
But
this beautiful home. And
now I want to say some nice words about you. So when Faye puts her love in her food or in her cacao, it's like everyone is like saying, wow, this cacao. On the one side, it tastes amazing, and on the other side, the love is just like you like tell some reactions from people drinking your cacao. Like, tell them it's like a drug.
Shall I boast about my cacao making
Yes.
skills? I don't need to. Maybe you'll try it for yourself one day.
Yeah, okay, then I say it. Like, it's felt in my heart, and it's just like you know, you look at a kitchen of like, often in Thai kitchens, and there's like this and that. Like I go to the places where they're like amazing mamas and they're healthy, but also they're like sometimes kitchen where they're like really not taking care of themselves. They're like not healthy, overweight, and you can feel this vibration goes in the food, and it's a little like, yeah, why would I like, we're like so sensitive.
I was just telling you, I went to this kitchen the other day. I went to some restaurant, I ordered some food, and I go and I like see the woman cooking out the back. Huge woman, like it was like something out of a nightmare, you know, like rubbing the sweat off, and she had this really angry look on her face, and she was typing on her phone, and I was like, I'm buying an oven. I'm buying an oven, and I'm cooking for us.
Yeah.
Because this.
Yeah.
Continue, my love. I
Yeah. No.
interrupted you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is what's up. So, this is what's up. This is what's up.
That's
okay.
what's up.
So Faye and I, we're gonna do a podcast now. My masculine is trying every day to like keep it like up for like once per week. This is like what I aim for.
Okay.
And let's see what happens. This is already our 4th podcast, and I'm really pushing the limits on getting Faye started doing her solo podcast.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about that?
I'm feeling excited. I was considering doing it at the waterfall, and now I'm wondering if that's a good idea.
But also, let me tell you, when I did the first one,
Oh my God, this episode has been a mess. Has it been a mess?
do you think
This
so?
has just
No.
been a big hot mess.
Listen,
What have we even been saying?
look, I don't even know what we are saying.
What were we saying?
All of a sudden, your mommy becomes your daddy,
Okay.
and blue becomes red, and then we
And
can
then
all
up
be
becomes
frogs
down.
and just jumping, and that would be great, right?
That would be amazing.
If we're all frogs, think about it. And we're just jumping and playing and you could be my friend,
Okay.
and the whole world could be jumping and playing.
Wow.
This would be great,
This
right?
would be great.
There it is, the song. It's at MA3, you know.
Yeah.
This artist of like, they have like this great song of like intro, outro, and this like midnight something. I don't know what it's called.
Midnight City.
Yeah, Midnight City. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, 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 bum. This one is actually not my favorite, but intro and outro. Anyways, the whole album I listened many times on repeat, tripping my balls off on LSD in Berlin, going in the parks, going in the woods on my bicycle. Dun, 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 dun. And there is this one song on the album, and I want you to listen to it. It's on this album. I don't know what it's called. Just listen to the album. And then it's like, he's like talking about this frog, like this kid voice, you know, and it's like on LSD. It's so trippy.
On one of the M83 songs?
Yeah,
songs, really?
it's so trippy. And you're like, I'm all LSD, and I'm like really like, what? Like, what the fuck? Like, you're like losing your mind, but in a good way, you know? Like, yeah. So this is how I feel right now. Kidding. I just want to let you know it's normal. The first podcast I did a couple days ago, like a couple of weeks ago at the waterfall, I was also like unsure, and then seeing how amazing it was, listening back and the feedback.
Okay.
Like, you will listen back, you will get feedback, and you'll be like, oh my god! And then you feel more and more grounded in just like, yeah, we are really out of our heads right now, you know? It's just like really like, the rivers that are flowing, I am meant to be that wild. Sorry, I'm not sorry, I'll forever be a child. Oh, the earth is my mother, and I am the fire within. Which song is that?
I don't know.
It's a song by Faye. It's really good. It's like the rivers.
Oh, I
or
like
something.
her.
Yeah.
She's sweet. Yeah.
So you like her and don't love her? Exposed.
I like Faye. I don't love Faye. Or most
Well,
maybe
I love her.
the songs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, check out Faye. I'll link her Instagram down below and write some nice comments. It would be really
no
nice.
mean comments.
Yeah.
Hey, before you write a mean comment,
Hey, listen.
just take a mirror, you know? Take a mirror and look at yourself and be like, why am I writing this mean comment? What am I saying about myself? Because everything that we say about other people is actually something we're saying about ourselves. So before you write that mean comment, you know, and if you write something beautiful, you can also look in the mirror afterwards and say, God, how gorgeous am I that I see this in other people? I must be amazing.
There's no mean comments. Check yourself out.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Sorry.
No, this was great. Okay, thanks for listening. Until next time. Peace out.